Hello and welcome to another episode of my Facts and Glitches series, where I continue to showcase some more of what I've learned about GTA 5 from my over 12,000 hours of playing the game and from my awesome viewers. A very powerful Ragdoll launch glitch was recently discovered. Sadly, its requirements mean that it can only be done in single player and on PC, but to perform it, you just need to be in windowed mode, jump while slowing down time with the character swap wheel or Michael special, then right click the game window at the top of the screen, around when your character's knee is bent in the jump, then spam R to Ragdoll. You can get quite a significant distance, but generally that requires you to already be standing on something tall, as this launch does not give you that much height. Despite its limitations, it has already been useful in many of my challenge runs of the game. There is now a new strategy to very easily clip into walls. You simply have to ragdoll and then hold aim, and this allows you to change directions while climbing. Surprisingly, as long as you hold aim, this effect continues to persist. Of course, the wall you want to go through has to be next to something climbable, but assuming that it is, you just turn towards the wall and you go through. If you go out of bounds or use the Rockstar editor in the tunnels beneath Los Santos at this location, you will find not one, but two very strange bouncing platforms. From a particular angle, you can see these being attached to a ceiling vent for some reason. Not only do these serve no apparent purpose, if you use mods to remove the structure, it turns out to be a very oversized office ceiling vent. I guess some dev hit a few wrong buttons at some point. While specifically in free roam, the residence at the El Gordo Lighthouse prevents the player from entering vehicles through the passenger side. If you try to do so, it will just walk you around to the driver's side and put you in that way. If you block the driver's door, it will just warp you in. Obviously, if you drive a bit down the road, this effect is no longer present and so your car works as normal. Although it should be noted this effect is absent in GTA Online. When you open your weapon wheel, in the top right hand corner of your screen, you'll be given information about any weapon that you select. While you might believe this range bar tells you something about how far the gun shoots, actually it has to do with the damage drop off over distances. In this episode, I will just showcase the consistent ranges of weapons regardless of what this stat says, and cover the damage drop-off later. In the following examples, do note that a white dot sight traditionally means that you can't hit the targets, while the grey dot sight represents that you're going to hit. The overwhelming vast majority of weapons have a range of 120 meters, these being the rifles, SMGs, and pistols, and they have this range even if they have a suppressor. While this stuff is difficult to show, I'm just going to fire these weapons at their max possible range. And while the stats may inadvertently make you think that putting a suppressor on your weapon reduces its range, as you can see, this is not the case. Using a minigun here at slightly above 120 meters, you can see the bullets literally disappear from the air as they hit 120. When I move slightly forward, I then start hitting my target, as he is within 120 meters. Most weapons in the game have a range of 120 meters, but there are two classes of weapons that are exceptions to this. The first being shotguns that have 1/3 to half the normal range, that being 40 to 60 meters depending upon the weapon. Honestly, it just seems to be the heavy shotgun that's 60 meters. Sniper rifles, including the musket, naturally have a much longer range, that being 12.5 times the standard, which is 1500 meters. Crashing into Simeon's dealership on complications can be done surprisingly slow.
Right through the fucking window. And fast.
Ram it already. Man, shit! No! Franklin! What the fuck are you doing?
On missions where a specific vehicle is required, if you repeatedly drive forwards and backwards, the game will assume you're stuck and therefore mission fail you. While this doesn't seem to work with boats or helicopters, it does work with planes, and honestly, it makes sense. Unless you're specifically screwing around, the only reason why this would happen is if you were actually stuck, and therefore you would need help to get out of it. This slanted wall near the horse track is quite interesting because it grips your vehicle more strongly than it should, and it also gives you some upward lift to prevent your vehicle from falling off it. In Grand Theft Auto Online, if you pick Carl as the gunman for the casino heist, there is a very buggy vehicle at the place where you're meant to acquire guns. In fact, it is so glitched that if you shoot an up and atomizer at it prior to moving or getting in, your game will crash. You can avoid this crash and see the reason for it if you first get in the vehicle, move it, and then shoot the trunk. This reveals that for some reason, the trunk duplicates. There actually seems to be no limit on how many can spawn, so I guess when you shoot it initially, it creates so many that it crashes your game. What a strange glitch. If you steal the car is also surprisingly fast for some reason. This is not sped up footage, this is just how fast it goes, which honestly I find less interesting than the trunk duplication. On the side mission Our Good Husband, where you're meant to rescue Amanda from the police and take her home, strangely, getting too close to Michael's house gives the cops your location, and moving away from it has them instantly lose sight of you.
I know what I'm doing.
On the big score subtle approach, traditionally we escape the Union Depository in some vans that are carrying gold, before we are automatically switched to Franklin to do a traffic light minigame to lead Michael and Casey to the meetup points. A funny thing can be done to disrupt this when you abuse the fact that the character swap button interrupts character dialogue and prevents it from completing. It is only when this dialogue completes that you'll be switched to Franklin, so by interrupting it, you can make it all the way to the meetup point without needing to change any traffic lights. Not only does this break the logic of the scene, but when the dialogue does complete, it creates some weird scenarios.
I try to keep him away from you.
Fuck. I hope you got a solution for this problem.
Yeah, dog, we own it. To keep you away from them clowns.
Fuck. I hope you got a solution for this problem.
Yeah, dog, we own it. I try to keep him away from you.
Fuck. I hope you got a solution for this problem.
Yeah, dog, we own it. I try to keep him away from you.
Fuck. Let's go. Good luck.
Hey, we got it. Man, this shit seem easy enough.
Let's go. Good luck.
Hey, we got it. Man, this shit seem easy enough.
Now you can control the traffic lights. Let's go. Good luck.
Hey, we got it. Man, this shit seem easy enough.
Now you can control the traffic lights. Let's go. Good luck.
Hey, we got it. I try to keep him away from you.
I hope you got a solution for this problem.
Yeah, dog, we own it.
Okay. The link's active. Now you can control the traffic lights. Let's go. Good luck.
Hey, we got it. Man, this shit seem easy enough.
The most significant issues occur when the van gets flipped upside down because Casey takes the opportunity to flee and no one drives the van in the next scene. While the other van will progress to the end just fine, the van we previously flipped has been teleported to the middle of the road with no one in it, and Michael is left at the meetup points. As the game is now stuck and can't progress, the first van just ends up ramming itself into a part of the strip club over and over again. GTA 5 has quite a few underwater oddities that most people never get to see when they play the game. For example, the cargo plane west of Fort Zancudo. The plane west of Paleto Bay. The crop duster east of Mount Gordo. The plane east of the port of Los Santos. The Mayweather cargo plane. The tugboat east of the Sanchiansky mountain range. The tugboat northeast of Mount Gordo. The tugboat west of Lago Zancudo. The cargo ship east of Noose. The Shipwrecks southeast of Elysian Island. The paddleboat east of the Palomino Highlands. The decompression tank south of Pacific Bluffs. The whale skeleton west of Banham Canyon. The UFO crash north of Procopio Beach. The tire graveyard west of Chumash. The submarine wreck north of Mount Gordo. The military debris east of Humane Labs. The underwater hatch with a Morse code reference to GTA 4. And lastly, the Paleto Bay Islands bodies, which are the victims of the Infinity Killer. So that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you think you know of anything that would be of interest to this series, feel free to add it to my Discord. I hope you're all doing well.